that. In fact, the next game's Detroit-Atlanta.
What did you just say?
Cleveland, Detroit in the Super Bowl.
This is funnier than your show is.
Wow.
That's a shot.
Yeah, that's a big-time shot.
We need to take a pause.
Maybe you should work from home.
We need to take a pause.
Think of what it would do to the morale around here.
Yeah, it would drain a lot. No, it would actually improve it. Carl Gerbschmidt's one voice you're hearing. Dan from Woodbury, another. NFL prediction segment back. Week 1, locked and loaded. We'll come back with Detroit, Atlanta, and then the big one, Monday night, Vikings in Green Bay. That's next.
He won't run from the tough topics, and he always tells it like it is. Dan Barreiro, weekdays 4 to 7 on The Fan. Dan Barreiro.
That's how to put it down. Show the personality. You got all those vocal skills. That was hot right there. That was very nice, dude. Very nice.
Weekdays 4 to 7 on The Fan.
Tell all the people across the USA, I love my Green Bay Packers, who won the first Super Bowls ever played.
How about a beer?
I love my Green Bay Packers. Pity Chicago, Detroit, and Tampa Bay. Throw in the vibe.
NFL predictions back, segment number 2. We've already conquered Jets at Miami, Dallas at Cleveland. Carl Gerbschmidt with us, Dan from Woodbury with us as well. Carl, did you make it to the convention? Or
I had to drive past a couple times, like every day.
Somebody told me that they thought they spotted somebody with a Gerbschmidt sign that was in the crowd of anarchists.
He was assistant delegate.
Oh,
I heard one of the buckets of urine came from your place.
No, I think that's sick. I mean, people who do stuff like that are sick. I think that just shows you what kind of people live here, really, most of them. Everybody is peeing in a bucket so you can throw it.
As opposed to peeing into their snowmobile suits in the dead of winter at Lambeau Field.
Yeah, what's the big deal?
There's a big difference, I think. I think. What are you laughing at? There's a big difference.
There is?
Well, they keep it to themselves.
Yes. Number one, if you keep it to yourself, if you have to, and it's freezing in the winter, it's not like it ever stays, it gets... You just don't understand.
No, I don't. You're right.
The only problem that happens if you urinate too much in your snowmobile suit, it rusts the zipper and it doesn't work, and then that's why they sleep in them most of the time.
No, you don't sleep in it. There's a danger in doing that. I'll tell you right now. You would know if you would have like outdoor football here.
Oh, we will.
It's coming.
Oh, we will, me boy.
Yeah, not.
Well,
no, I said football. I said football.
Oh.
You have outdoor something. And by the way, I drove past that building too.
Which one?
Ugly.
The Gophers, the new one.
That is ugly.
I like it.
That's ugly.
What do you mean it's ugly?
There's all like M's all over it and stuff.
It's better than Camp Randall.
No, it's not.
Yep.
Camp Randall is the greatest football stadium in the country. How can you say things like that? See, can I just make an appeal to all the Packer fans who listen to this radio station? Don't get downhearted. Don't let these people drag you down. Don't let them ruin your life, because they will do it if they want. It's pretty obvious now that I'm here and I get to have to hear this because the guy in the truck wants to listen to this crap. They will try to ruin your life. Don't let them get you down.
Detroit,
you hold your head up high. I'm a Packer fan.
Detroit at Atlanta. Lions favored by 3. Detroit at Atlanta. Lions favored by 3. Dan from Woodbury.
I don't think we're getting enough respect only being favored by 3. It's Atlanta.
Have you ever been favored by... When's the last time you were favored by 3 points at home, let alone on the road?
Yeah.
That's probably been a while. I mean, I know what you're saying, so the last 50 years they haven't done anything. What would make you think that they can't turn that around this year?
I think they actually are going to be the dark horse in the NFC this year.
I like this club. I think we've got nothing to lose because we don't win very often either, if that makes any sense. I think we're going to come out running. Remember the old run and shoot?
Yeah, I love the run and shoot. Stretch defense.
Offense we used to run?
Our offense, yeah.
Yeah, well, the only problem the Lions had is you needed 4 wide receivers and a good quarterback to execute it. We didn't have any wide receivers nor a good quarterback. That was the only flaw.
Well, now you got...
You certainly have draft choices.
Huh?
Had enough draft choices at wide receiver.
Wow. How about that? I got 2 words for you, Tony Mandarich.
A long time ago.
Yeah. Well, you know what? We've got 2 wide receivers. I don't remember their names, but they're good.
I have one for you. 12 championships.
And Charles Johnson, or Charles, whatever his name is.
That's a long time
How many
ago.
Super Bowls have you won?
We
How
won
many
4
Super Bowls
NFL
have you been in?
We won 4 NFL championships. Last one, 1957.
Yeah, there was 2 teams in the league, I think. Packers had suspended operations that year.
Yeah.
And they didn't have face masks either, but that's okay.
You're taking
Lions in a
Detroit.
rout. It's a pick 'em game. It's one of those games where not only will Atlanta not score, not only will they not pick up they won't cross the 50-yard line. Detroit in a rout, they'll shut them out.
Carl?
The spread is 3.
3.
It'll be 3-0 for Detroit, but that's about all.
3-0.
I mean, it's Detroit is like the 3rd worst team in the league. Bears are number 2 worst team. Atlanta is the worst team. So Detroit will win the game by 3.
Fine.
This game is so uncompelling that the league has decided to go back to the no announcer system and save money. They're just not going to pay anybody
That's
to
a
show
shock.
up for this
Wow.
one.
No fans
Because nobody's going to be there to watch it. Nobody's going to watch it on television. Nobody's going to care. In fact, they might not even publish the score of it the next day.
That's uncalled
because
for,
it's
too.
so limited in what it brings to the crowd. Detroit, anytime you see Detroit favored by 3, you know something's wrong. So I'll take Atlanta to cover.
Wow.
Detroit will dominate this game. I think Atlanta's using the kid QB, aren't they?
Yeah.
He ain't ready to play. The Lions have been
don't have a left tackle either.
a defensive juggernaut is what they've been. They'll win, and they'll cover. Detroit will cover.
By the way, Mr. Fun,
Yeah.
instead of being called Mr. Fun, I'm going to change your name after this Sunday to Media Dragon.
Media Dragon?
You think
You're going to be Slade.
You're going to be Vikings at Green Bay.
There's a lot of inside stuff on this show that I don't understand.
Yeah, well, neither do I. Neither do most of our listeners. Vikings at Green Bay. Packers favored by 2.5 points. That's the Monday night game, pregame show beginning on our flagship at 4 p.m. Dan from Woodbury.
I wish I could do the if this and if that and what about this and what about that. I just don't. I don't think Berrien's going to play more than 4 games.
Oh, come on.
I think that the
Yes, if he does.
I think the toe problem is going to be one of those that hampers him. He'll play for a series. He'll be out for a half. He'll be back in. I think it's going to. I don't know. Jackson's wearing the knee brace. And Roger. I think it's if you can call an opening game in the National Football League or any game in the National Football League compelling. I kind of like all the ancillary stuff here. I think the defense is going to be better, and I think Rodgers is going to have some trouble, and I think the Vikings are going to win the football game.
Carl?
Here's what I've been listening to now for the last 3 or 4 months. I've been listening to Vikings fans telling everybody how they're going to win the division, how some of these people in the national media are saying they're going to win the division. I just would like to remind you that the Packers were 13-3 last year. Okay, and the Packers are better now than they were last year. Okay, we got rid of our dead weight. We have a better, younger, faster team. We have a more experienced coaching staff. Last time these 2 teams played, what happened? What happened? What happened?
I think you edged us.
What was that score?
34-zip?
34? So whatever it was.
Whatever it was, yeah.
It was a lot to nothing. And
Dwight Smith was chuckling on the sidelines, remember?
What makes you think that you're going to be any better? What have you done? You added 1 defensive lineman and then a bad wide receiver.
It's pretty good offense, pretty good defensive lineman.
He's not the worst.
And you subtracted.
He's not as good as Encampment or KGB is. Okay?
And you subtracted the guy you say is the very personification of Packer greatness, Brett Favre.
No, Bart Starr is the personification of Packer greatness. Okay, this isn't going to be a close game. This is not. And the sad part about for the rest of you now is that all this 3 months of you being all happy and excited and oh boy, it's going to be a great. So we're going to win this. It's all going to be over for you on Monday night. And the worst part about it is that you people, because of your media, whatever, have found a way to move the game up, so it's not even a normal time. So, we don't get as much time for tailgating and fun before the game. So, but okay, go ahead, try to wreck our fun up. Go ahead and try to. Your team will finish probably second in the division, but probably like 6-10.
So,
okay, 6-10. So you're going to lose this game by a lot.
So what's a lot? Let's narrow it down. That's not Let's put yourself out on the line, Carl.
Okay. I'll say final score. I'll give the Vikings 3 points.
All right.
I'll say, what was it last year, 34 to something like that?
I think so.
I'll say 41-3.
41-3, Green Bay.
Yeah,
That's your
and
pick.
you know,